Look, obviously the guys are very disappointed with last night's performance. I thought for the first 13 or 14 overs we bowled fantastically well when we had them 50 for 6, and I think then we made a few errors which got them into a score which was competitive. Then didn't start well with a bat, dug ourselves into a bit of a hole, got back into it, needed 80 in 10, 2 wickets down, and then just made some mistakes again. So look, there were some positives, but obviously everybody bitterly disappointed with the way the result went, and we know that we've got our work cut out tomorrow. Oman playing good cricket, they're positive, they're the home nation, they want to get into the next round, so we know it's going to be another tough one for us tomorrow night. But boys know that if they play their best cricket, we'll have a good chance tomorrow. Look, as a coach, you never take any win for granted. So, although we're bitterly disappointed with the result, that's the nature of the game. It's the nature of cricket, and it's the nature of coaching. It's the nature of sport. If we knew what the result was going to be, we wouldn't come and watch. So I think as a coach, you've got to be able to deal with it. You've got to make sure that you focus on the next game now and not let the mistakes you made yesterday be repeated tomorrow. We've got to talk about it, learn from it, but we've then got to move forward into tomorrow's game, because tomorrow's game is what's ahead of us. What's done is done. There's nothing we can do about it. We've just got to learn from those mistakes and focus on tomorrow's game. Well, firstly, we didn't take Scotland lightly. I know Scotland's last game against Bangladesh, they beat Bangladesh as well, so there was by no means a level of complacency going into yesterday's game. Regarding tomorrow's game, we've got to show Oman great respect, but we've also got to back ourselves that if we play to our potential, that we can beat them. We know that they are confident, they're playing at home, they've come off a good win, but we can't focus on them. We've got to make sure we focus on our particular performance and our skills and our goals that we want to set for tomorrow's game, and I think that's where our main focus is at the moment, very much on ourselves, on our team, where we need to improve, and not so much on our position. Look, I'm always a fan of having a left hand and right hand at the wicket. So we will look at our batting lineup tomorrow to try and have different types of players batting at the same time and not maybe similar types of players. So it's something we have discussed a bit more in depth and something we'll possibly look to do tomorrow. Might not be major changes, but there might be 1 or 2 tweaks to the batting lineup. As you've seen in the series against Australia and New Zealand, our batting lineup particularly was pretty flexible. We often used a fifth, sometimes at 5, then sometimes at 7, sometimes show on at 5. So it just depends very much on the situation and the bowlers that are bowling at the moment. Okay, so first part of the question is, what do we focus on? I think really important in big games is to do your basic disciplines well. You don't need to be too fancy, try and play. You don't need to do anything spectacular. You just need to make sure you nail your basics, have guys bat through the innings, make sure you're rotating strike, making sure you give your bowlers something to bowl at when you do bat. If you do those basics well and focus on that, often you are able to do well in pressure situations. Regarding the second question, definitely the boys are confident that we can still get through here. I have great belief in the boys. They've played some really tight games over the last year and have come out on top. So I think the boys are full of belief that we can overcome Oman tomorrow and overcome Papua New Guinea the next game and put ourselves in a position where we can still qualify for the main event in a few weeks' time. So I don't have any questions regarding their self-belief going into tomorrow's game. Look, it was a very difficult decision, and Shomo played yesterday because we were so... Riyad Mamadullah couldn't bowl. We didn't have a sixth bowling option except for our fifth. And we thought if there's a bit of dew around and the ball's difficult for the spinners to grip, we might need somebody else to bowl some seam. Shomo was the guy that was earmarked to do that, and that's the only reason he played yesterday. Naeem has been fantastic for us, but we needed another bowling option with Mamadullah Riyad not being able to bowl with these back niggles he's had. So Mamadullah's fit and should be able to bowl, should need be tomorrow, so we can get Naeem back into the starting 11. So I repeat it. I forgot what I said now. No, I said they've been world-class players for Bangladesh. A couple of weeks ago, Riyad was winning us games with the bat against Australia. So for sure, they know they didn't probably bat at their best level yesterday. Riyad hasn't played a warm-up game, so maybe a little bit rusty. But I can never question their quality when it comes to this particular format. I know there's big performances around the corner from them. Unfortunately, that's the nature of the game in T20 cricket. everybody knew how to get runs every single time. Everybody would get 200, but the game doesn't work like that. The guys are human. They're going to make mistakes. They're not robots. Nobody's perfect. I think as long as we're learning from those mistakes and we're trying to improve, that's the main thing for us. So everybody makes mistakes. Nobody does it on purpose. Nobody hits a ball in the air on purpose to get caught. They're just trying their best. Some days it works, some days it doesn't. Look, we chatted about it. Whenever you come to World Cups, there's always massive pressure, particularly a cricket-loving nation like Bangladesh, where every performance gets scrutinized, every mistake gets magnified. So players are under pressure, there's no doubt about it. But that's why they play for their country, because they're privileged to be in this position. We've got to embrace that sort of pressure and hopefully brings the best out of the boys. Look, it's a big game for us tomorrow. We know it's a high-pressure environment, but that's why you play these games. That's why you play World Cups, because these are the type of games you want to be winning. So it's a great opportunity for the boys tomorrow. The president, everybody's entitled to their opinion. For me, I'm not criticizing any of my players. I've got full faith in them, full belief in them. What's outside of the team, not that important to me at the moment. My focus is very much on my team and making sure that we back them 100% tomorrow to put in a big performance. But we've got to just make sure that we learn from those mistakes and try not to do those things too often.